What's up, guys? CD here. Alright, so today we're going to do a video about the new mercenaries and how to use them. Where to use them, when to use them, and where in your turn order you should put them in. Alright, we're going to go through Kaylin, Jin, Gunther. Let's try and keep this video as short as possible. Alright, so here, let's see. I am using Jin. Alright, I have a Jin+15. I'm going to talk about runes, and then we'll talk about turn order and placement. Runes, double rage runes with agility. Why? Because double rage gives him a lot of other stats. Crit damage before battle boosts defense, boost crit rate, boost attack. Alright? What other reason do you need? Okay, I'm just going to go briefly across with this skill of his. Return, reflective counter, 1 turn. So basically, Jin as a unit is a unit that does not die to additional damage. Alright? He takes damage, okay, because this is permanent. He takes damage only from normal attacks. Okay, so any unit with a high normal attack number, like Yuri with a single buff, will probably one-shot Jin, right? Because the normal attack goes above his HP, right? But you have to go through his defense and agility. We'll talk about that soon. Whatever it is, Jin will reflect additional damage. What this means is he will never die to a Sito, alright, early on. Later on, it's hard to say. Levia will never kill Jin. Okay, Levia will always die to Jin through his counter because the skill damage is reflected back onto Levia. Alright, so this makes Jin a very, very good unit on a skip position. Okay, because then Sito will not be able to wipe him out as quickly as you want. Alright, depending. Because Celia is a thing now. Celia is a very, how would I say, OP unit in the game. Alright, reducing stats, aura, that's sick, alright? But never mind, let's not talk about that, that's not the video about. So basically, you want to place Jin in a position that is a skip. Because Sito is a skip unit. Alright, skip unit, skip attack. And you want to place Jin as close as possible to your taunts. Or whatever is in front. In this example here, the formation I've been using for the past few days, Jin is on skip with Pain next to him, and then if Levia goes on Lucy, it's gonna hit Jin. Alright, so this is an ideal position for Jin, alright? Because in this way you get the greatest use out of him. He's not gonna die early to a lot of things, alright? I'm gonna say that after hundreds and hundreds of swords, I have never seen an Alec one-shot my Jin, or I've never seen my Alec one-shot any Jin. Okay? Because my Alec just dies anyway, so, I mean, you know what. It happens. Okay, so in this position, Jin will survive Alec, alright? Provided you have a high enough agility stat and defense. Okay, I mean, defense doesn't mean anything to Alec, but what I'm trying to say is, because normal attack is where he takes damage, alright, after getting normal attack, then the counter goes out. So what happens is, normal attacks do get mitigated by defense and agility. So if your Jin has a high enough agility stat and is always grazing, the normal attack is not going to kill Jin. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So best position is definitely skip and then near the taunt behind the front unit. Right, in the way that catches Levia. Alright, you can put him anywhere. Here, here, here. It's fine. Alright. Next unit. I'm gonna go with my World Arena formation. Alright, Kaylin. I'm using Kaylin in World Arena because my main purpose for pulling Kaylin companions was for World Arena. She's a very quirky unit, alright, very quirky. I'm using Fatal Runes and Rage Fatal on her, just because I want to do the counter and hopefully it crits with the max HP. But anyways, Her main selling point is not her counter. Her main selling point is Drunken Visibility. I mean, if you watch other YouTubers so far on Brave 9, they probably touched on it. This guard, right, is a guard skill, which means that Alec and Levia do go through it. Right, if you play the game for a while, you should know Levia's main target, Alec, touching her will kill her. Right? But as long as she hits, right, as long as her turn comes up, she does a normal attack. This guard is up, which lasts for 5 turns. 5 turns is not a long time, alright? It is not a long time in an arena fight. 5 turns is nothing. But she has a taunt to help deal with that, which means that once her taunt is up, lots of things are going to hit her. So every time that she gets hit, right, reset upon receiving a normal attack, her Drunken Fist guard refreshes. So she tanks stuff. Tanks whatever hits her. Alright? Does not receive any damage at all. So how are you going to deal with her? You remove a taunt, or you get her with Levia or Alec. What I mean by she is quirky is that, how would I say? You can't always guarantee that she will get hit once her guard is up. Alright, because a lot of things, she's not debuff immune, so nullify, uh, melee nullify, removing taunt, what's that called? Buff restriction, something like that. It's gonna stop her from getting a taunt up, and when she doesn't have a taunt, units don't hit her, and then her death guard disappears after 5 turns. Which is why it's a very quirky unit. It has very surprising results. Sometimes she survives a lot of things, sometimes she doesn't. Alright, I've seen it. I've done quite a bit of swords this week in World Arena, about 200 swords. It's, how do I say, she's not a consistent unit, but she gives you an added variety, a bigger chance of winning against teams that you should not have any reason winning in the first place. Alright? Good combos with Kaylin, alright? It's from my guildmate Nova. He's been using her as well, so what he told me was if you have Solar and you have 4 mages and Kaylin, and 2 defenders of course, Kaylin becomes quite tanky and her crit rate is really high that you can afford to use double rage runes on her instead of using fatal runes like I am, alright? Because my only buff on my team in this scenario here is Veronia. Alright, I have no AoE buff or anything. It's just a single buff what I like. So in this case, I am forced to use fatal runes and hope that her counter can kill stuff. Alright? So do I recommend you getting a Kaylin to max? If you don't have Bane 15 or Kaylin or Glacier 15 or whatever normal 5-star tanks that you have, you don't have those, then you go for Kaylin. Alright? But if you do, then you gotta have a choice made for yourself. Whether you really want something that's not that consistent most of the time, but can have wondrous results, that's really up to you. Alright? Last unit, I do not have Gunther built up to 15. Alright? But I do have a Gunther. He is rotting in my box, as you can see. I'm not gonna go too in depth because I have not seen many Gunthers. Alright, but I do know he is very, very strong, very painful. Okay, so big range. Attack, crit damage, whatever. You guys can read the skills, alright? He does fix additional damage if he doesn't crit, alright? Biggest thing there is he does fix damage, okay? And his range is huge. It's insanely huge. Alright? So basically how he prospers is he does not crit and then he does a ton of damage. Okay? This skill is interesting as well. Lots of things are interesting about him. Attack 100% is huge. It's just huge, alright? It's just huge. So basically his additional damage will get all these buffs. Okay, it's really, really big. It's really big. So you can actually go Rage and Assault on him, or you can go double Assault, the double Rage. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, alright? Attack times crit damage, so whichever, alright? You can test it out. I don't have him, so I don't know. But what I do know is what I've seen. So I've seen Gunthers just murder 3 units in one hit. That's scary. Alright, 3 units in one hit in arena when you only have 9 units is very, very painful for your opponent, alright? The biggest point of Gunther is that he is fragile, alright? If you touch him, he's dead. He's very fragile. He does big damage, sort of like Alec, right? But he does not go through barriers, does not go through guards like Alec. So, in a way, a mini Alec, alright, with bigger range. He will kill a lot of stuff because fixed damage, alright? Big damage coming out that's fixed will always kill a lot of things. So, what I suggest is turn order wise in your team, put him as in a place where he doesn't need to be that safe because you just need him to go with the first attack. Right? As long as he hits first, he will do his job. He will kill stuff. Alright? As long as he doesn't die early, he will kill things. If you need a very good DPS that can kill stuff, okay, with all of our defense 100% units and whatever, he will kill stuff. Alright? Now out of the 3, who do I recommend you get the most? Jin. Jin+15? Extremely worth for your account, alright? He'll be useful for a lot of things, story, EC, whatever, even raids. Definitely number 1, you want to get Jin, alright? Number 2 is pretty close though. I would go with Kaylin as I've done, because it gives you a different dimension to arena. It might help you win a lot of games instead. And then Gunther third, alright? Because Gunther, he's a DPS, and personally I have a lot of warriors that kill stuff already, so I don't really need that. Oh, and a very important thing, for Kaylin, right? In the current meta, wow, okay, fire horseshoes. Current meta, there are a lot of 4 mage teams, right? 4 mages because of Solar, with the Solar support. Which is why you don't want to have Kaylin go first taunt. You don't want her to attack first and taunt. Because otherwise, her 5 turns run out really, really quickly. Her 5 turns of immunity, of immune to damage, is gone very quickly. So you want to have her at least on the second attack, alright? And more ideally would be you want her on the third attack. So you have, like what I'm doing here, a Bane, taunt, and then a warrior goes, and then Kaylin. Alright, Kaylin lasts for the last part of the first round. And then whatever it is, the taunts come later, right? How do I say this? Not many people go Levia first now. People go Celia earlier than Levia. Very frequently. So what happens is you're not that worried about dying to Levia too early. If that makes sense. Okay, so basically you never want to have Kaylin be the first taunt on your team. You want her to go later in the round where all the warriors start hitting, where the tanks are hitting. You want her to take those damages, those hits on her guard. Right? You don't want her to get stuck on the mage push strats where they go like, I don't know what people go, Valfern, Levia, Celia, I don't know, Frisia, Valtor. You don't want her to lose her guard and then she becomes pointless in your team. Alright? Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been ranting a little bit. I haven't done a Brave Knight video in a long time. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like. Let me know in the comments what you liked about it and what you want to see more. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. Take care and see ya.